All right, I'm back. Whew. Okay. Next one is going to be the overhead press. I'm going to hold my camera up so you can just see what I'm doing with my hand here. Okay, so with the kettlebell press, you want to start in a tucked position, single arm kettlebell rack position. And then what I do, I come out like this, and then I go up and around my head. So I'm activating these muscles down here, and I'm protecting my head because I'm taking the kettlebell around it. I'm also activating my shoulders and then all my other arm muscles. And that's how I started doing it. Now what I do is when I rack it, I keep my hands open and very carefully I go up and around my head. So I'm activating, I'm not loading up my muscles right here or right here. I'm activating the full length of my arm, along with that backside that's activated as well. So when you're starting out, I recommend just holding it like this and then just coming out, just doing it with like light kettlebells. You kind of want to get the technique right, and you kind of just want to check to make sure that your upper back, that side of the back, is activating. Now it looks like my eyebrows are sinking in gravity, and that's initially how you want to do it. So I'm going to show that, and then I'm going to show how you safely lift up the kettlebell from a position on the ground into a rack position. It's a combination of using your feet. It's a combination of using your feet to squat up with pulling your arm up at the same time. That's more of a like a kettlebell clean methodology, but it still works because you're doing an overhead press. And if all else fails, you can just pick it up with both hands. If you probably shouldn't be using a heavy kettlebell where you should pick it up with both hands. But if all else fails, you can lift it up with both hands and then rack it and then do it. Or you can do it. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I sit down in a chair with it racked and I go straight up. So all the energy is coming towards my core instead of going all the way through me to the ground. So now I'm going to show that. It's going to be the same thing, 10 on each side. I think with the snatch I finished on this side. I'll start with this side and switch back and forth. I'm going to show you guys how to switch back and forth as well without setting it down as well. See me okay? Since I started with this hand, this is more clean methodology, but it still counts for racking if you're trying to get up. If you're trying to lift it up with one hand, you want to go like you're going into a deep squat, and then when you're coming up with it, you want to bring it up. You want to bring your arm up with your momentum, and then snake it over and rack it. So I'm going to show that. And you want to snake your arm underneath it. Right now I have it open. And with an open hand, you can really feel it working your back and that pectoral muscle along with your arm. Now, to switch it over, you kind of want to put your hand over like this and just let it flip underneath, come on over, and then just pull this hand out right here if you want to safely switch it over. Same open hand. And now, to let it fall, or to get it down carefully, just bring it under, and then just feather your feet, let gravity take it down, and just set it down slowly. If the kettlebell should fall, or you're having trouble getting it up, or it drops accidentally, let it drop and get out of the way. Don't contest the kettlebell, because it's just a heavy piece of iron and it'll always win. I've made that mistake a couple times. I've made mistakes where I'm doing the clean and I jerk it up, and then instead of snaking under like I showed you, I flipped it over with my wrists and hit myself in the bottom of the face. That actually kind of hurts. I don't recommend doing that. And that's kind of what I do with the snatch there when I'm bringing it up, coming back down, and I'm flicking it with my wrist, and it's popping over and coming back down for the swing. And then it just rotates in my hand because I keep my hand loose. And then when I bring it back up, I tighten up my hand and pull in and come straight up. So yeah, that's just a little safety measure. Don't contest the kettlebell. Don't contest its line of fire. If you're swinging it and if it slips out of your hand, just step back and get away. And this is why I recommend doing, until you're really good with kettlebells or you're using light kettlebells, I recommend using the heavy stuff outside. I just happen to be used to using 45 pounds and it works out for me. Looks like we got one more minute here before I start again. I am going to do some more stretching. All right, let's look at the time here. Okay, that's been about 2 minutes. So now we just switch arms and do it with this arm. And I'm gonna show you guys that. And then I'll catch you guys in the next video. Same concept. Takes a little bit of practice to snake your arm underneath the kettlebell. And I'm going to show you 2 ways to lift it up to help you if you can't do the clean. So you can come down like this and then lift it up from the bottom and then rack it to do it. That's a safe way of doing it for a heavier one. If you're trying to move up and your body's just not used to it, it takes a little while to get used to a heavier weight, even if you've been drilling the same weight for like 6 months. That's a safe way of doing it. Damn flies. Then the other way is what I showed you, so I'll do it that way. I will see you guys in the next video.